Did you know the Saluki is one of the oldest dog breeds in the world? Ancient royalty adored them for a special skill, something that earned them the title of the Royal Dog of Egypt. Curious? Well, here's the twist. They weren't just adored for being pretty faces. Stick around to find out why the Saluki was so prized by the pharaohs. Fast forward to today, and you've got your very own slice of Egyptian history lounging in your living room. If you're already a Saluki owner, you know just how unique they are. These dogs are built different, elegant, a little aloof, but incredibly loyal once they decide you're worthy. But don't let their regal appearance fool you. Your Saluki isn't a robot. They don't follow commands just because you said so. They think, is this worthy of my royal effort? You've probably seen it, the way they'll stare at you blankly when you call them, almost as if they're pondering the meaning of life. Don't take it personally. Salukis are independent thinkers. They might act like they're ignoring you, but deep down they know you're the one who provides the royal treats. And let's not forget their free-spirited nature. If you've ever watched your Saluki sprint around the house out of nowhere, furniture flying and dust swirling behind them like a furry tornado, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. 1 second, they're lounging lazily by your feet, and the next, they're off like a blur. So how do you manage this level of energy and independence? Well, first things first, consistency is key. Salukis, with all their dignity and grace, thrive on routine. The more consistent you are with commands, the better they'll respond. Don't expect them to hop to attention every time you call, at least not unless you've earned their respect. For example, if the couch is off limits, don't give in when they look at you with those big soulful eyes. They'll test you on this, trust me. But hey, don't get discouraged if they ignore you now and then. They're not being rude, they're just thinking, is this really worth my time? Redirecting problem behaviors works wonders too. If your Saluki suddenly decides that your favorite shoes look better chewed up than sitting neatly in the closet, calmly redirect them to something more appropriate, a chew toy or a puzzle feeder. A mentally stimulated Saluki is a happy Saluki. And most importantly, remember that positive reinforcement is your best friend. Salukis respond to treats, praise, and affection much more than any sort of punishment. A good belly rub or a tasty snack will go a long way in keeping them on their best behavior. Here's something you probably already know. Salukis are fast, like really fast. If you've ever seen your Saluki take off like a blur down the street, you know exactly what I mean. These dogs can run up to 42 miles per hour. Yeah, you can't keep up with that, even if you try. So how do you handle all that speed? The answer is simple. Lots of exercise. Daily walks are non-negotiable for your Saluki. Aim for at least 30 to 60 minutes a day of brisk walking or jogging to keep them in tip-top shape. And don't forget about those off-leash adventures. If you're lucky enough to have access to a securely fenced yard or a dog park, let them run wild, but be careful. Once they get going, stopping them can feel like trying to stop a freight train. Mental stimulation is just as important as physical exercise. Salukis are smart cookies, and they get bored easily. Engage their brain with puzzle toys, hide-and-seek games, or even teaching them new tricks. It'll tire them out and make them less likely to make their own entertainment by destroying your furniture. Speaking of furniture, here's a funny little story. You've probably noticed this already, but Salukis love soft spots, especially when it comes to your couch or that expensive chair you never thought you'd let your dog sit on. One Saluki owner shared that their dog would claim the couch like it was their personal throne, sighing dramatically when anyone dared ask them to move. A little nudge or firm off would get them a glare so royal you'd think the dog had just been crowned ruler of the kingdom. The best part, after a few minutes of huffing and puffing, the Saluki would settle right back into their spot like nothing ever happened. Royalty, am I right? Training a Saluki is like negotiating a peace treaty. They're smart, but they're not going to do something unless it makes sense to them. So patience is the name of the game. Start with the basics. Leash training is crucial. Salukis love to chase, so teaching them to walk calmly on a leash is an absolute must. If you've got a large backyard or access to a safe space, let them run free occasionally, but always make sure you have their attention when you call them back. Salukis are also naturally a bit reserved, so socialization is key. Start early, introduce them to other dogs, new people, and different environments. The more socialized they are, the more well-adjusted they'll be in different situations. Don't rush it though, they'll need time to warm up to new experiences. Training sessions should be short and sweet. Remember, your Saluki doesn't have the attention span of a border collie. Keep training sessions around 10 to 15 minutes with with plenty of treats and praise to keep things light and fun. And now let's talk about feeding your Saluki. These dogs are lean and athletic, so their diet should reflect that. Opt for high-quality, protein-rich dog food to fuel their fast-moving lifestyle. And don't skimp on nutrition. This is a breed that needs more than just scraps of leftover pizza. A word of caution, bloat is something you'll want to be aware of. Like other deep-chested breeds, Salukis can be prone to stomach issues. To help avoid bloat, consider feeding them smaller meals spread throughout the day rather than one large serving. Also, keep fresh water available at all times. After all that running around, your Saluki will need hydration to keep going. Salukis are generally a healthy breed, but like any dog, they come with their own set of health needs. Monitor their weight carefully. Salukis are naturally slim, so any significant weight change could signal a health issue. Skin care is also important. With their thin coat, Salukis can easily get too cold in winter or overheated in summer. Make sure they're dressed appropriately for the weather and avoid harsh conditions. Keep up with regular vet checkups, vaccinations, and flea tick prevention. Salukis are active outdoors, so they're especially vulnerable to parasites. Now that you're well on your way to mastering Saluki ownership, let's talk about creating a safe and fun environment for your dog. First, make sure you've got secure fencing. Salukis can be escape artists. They'll find any weak spots in your yard's fencing and make a run for it. So check regularly. Provide them with a quiet space where they can retreat to relax. Salukis love peace and solitude, so a cozy bed in a quiet corner of your home will be their happy place. Interactive toys like puzzle feeders will keep them entertained while you're busy doing other things. Here's the kicker, the Saluki's prize skill that we mentioned at the beginning of the video, speed. These dogs were so fast that they were revered as hunters. Picture this, it's 4,000 years ago in Egypt. You're an Egyptian pharaoh and you've just received a gift. A magnificent creature, elegant, sleek, and fast enough to rival the speed of the desert wind. You look at your Saluki and think, this dog is going to help me rule. Not only does it have the grace to match your royal stature, but it can also hunt gazelles at lightning speed. Yep, those very dogs you're living with today were once a royal weapon of the ancients. Pharaohs valued them so much that they were even mummified and buried alongside royalty. Salukis were seen as partners in the hunt, able to chase down prey across the vast desert. They were truly one of a kind even back then. So there you have it, your Saluki is no ordinary dog. From their majestic past to their playful present, these dogs bring a touch of ancient royalty to your life. With the right care and attention, your Saluki will continue to be your noble companion, galloping into your heart and perhaps the neighbor's yard every day. Next up, do you know what's the most surprising thing about an animal that can fly without wings? Sugar gliders are more than just adorable. They're fascinating little acrobats with behaviors and needs that might shock you. Why do they glide? What makes their diet one of the trickiest parts of their care? And what hidden challenges come with keeping these nocturnal companions? From their need for social interaction to creating the perfect habitat, there's so much more to sugar gliders than meets the eye. Watch the next video to uncover the secrets of these high-flying marsupials. Also, if you've enjoyed learning about the Saluki, give us a royal thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. Got any funny Saluki stories? Drop them in the comments. Until next time, fellow royal animal lovers, keep the treats coming.